Hi, members, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm broadcasting to you live from beautiful Budapest. I hope everybody is having a great Friday so far. And today we are looking at reading section of the exam. Again, this class is for members, so if you're not a member, you can join by clicking the join button on the channel page. As well, we will have an everybody chat class in about 90 minutes. Hi, Amrit. Hi, Firdavs. Hi, Shahlini. Hi, Caddy. Good to see some of our members in here. Again, materials, they come from our websites, aehelp.com for academic version of the test and gieltshelp.com for the general module. So check us out there. Join our premium courses. Again, these websites, they look like this. This is the academic with the blue background. Click that red button to join, or for the general green background, click that red button to join. And you can use the code LIVE20 for a 20% discount. If you have questions, send me an email, Adrian, ADRIAN, at aehelp.com, and I will gladly answer. Hi, Harminder. Hi, Haung. Good to see some more members jumping in on class. Okay, so today, again, reading, then listening. Tomorrow, we have speaking part 2 and reading for everyone. Let's take a look at today's text. So, students, members, those of you who have our books, this is test number 6 from book number 2, and it's passage number 3. So you can review it there. If you're a member, you have access to this material. If you don't have it, send me an email so I can hook you up with our practice exams. It's part of your perks. Okay, so let's take a look at this. The title, what do you think it means? Charity, always a positive good? So what do you think this passage is about? What do you think that title means without doing more reading? Keep it simple, clear, complete. What is this about? Okay, that should always be your first step, and I believe every teacher or most IELTS and English teachers say always read the title and predict what the passage is about, right? So most teachers, you hear them say prediction, right? So read the title and predict what you will see or read. Okay, so read the title and predict what you will read in the passage. So charity, always a positive good. What do you think that means? Firdavs says, it's maybe to do with the advantages and disadvantages of the charity. Firdavs, that's a really good guess. Yeah, the advantages or benefits and negatives of a charity, absolutely. That's possible because it's charity, always a positive good. So it's kind of questioning the idea of charities, right? Always a positive good. We could answer 2 ways for this, yes or no. So it opens up this passage for a debate. We can predict that this will be a debate style passage. Caddy says, donating can be a good thing, but also not, because there are so many people who lie and just want money and not truly helping others. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Patricio. Yeah, definitely, Caddy. So you're on the same page as Firdavs. You're just explaining it a little bit differently. So this passage is about the virtues of charities, a debate about their positive and negative impacts? Sure. So that's great. All right. So you're doing some good predicting. Caddy, you're kind of visualizing as well. Hi, Pradeep. All right. Let's see. What should we do next? Before I tell you, I know some members are regular students. So what should we do now? We know that it's a debate about charities. We've predicted this. What should we do now? Okay, what's the next step? And hopefully you're thinking, have a quick look at the questions. Yeah, that's right. And Preeti says visualize. Yeah, so Preeti, you're right. We want to visualize charities and take a quick look at the questions. So let's do that now. So this one is, which paragraph contains the following information? This one means that we're matching information to the paragraph where it's found. Okay? Can I read this type of question? So is it okay to read this type of question? Yes, it is, because all of these statements are found somewhere in this passage, right? Because the question is match it with the correct paragraph. So we know that all of this information is somewhere in the reading. So let's read this together. Thank you, Preeti and Pradeep and Rahul for agreeing. So number 14, the false portrayal of people in third world countries. Okay, the false portrayal of people in third world countries. What does portrayal mean? What's another way to say that? Portrayal. The unseen negative effects of donating food. The unethical nature of some research. Okay, what does unethical mean? Charity can increase poverty instead of decreasing it. Finding cures does not earn money for companies. Okay? So, I should make sure that I understand this clearly when I'm practicing for the exam at home. So if there are new words or key vocabulary that you don't understand, you should figure that out. Unethical, Preeti, it's not necessarily illegal, but it can be close, yeah. Okay, so Ferdavs is saying that can be representation, portrayal. Yeah. Another way to say it is depiction. Okay, now you're probably realizing that for the IELTS writing task 1, this might be a good verb to know, portrays, right? Yvonne says, unethical is not so polite. Unethical means inhuman, okay? Against moral values. Another way we say it is immoral. Okay, so not moral, immoral. Unethical is basically what most people would consider wrong or incorrect. Morally wrong. That's right, Harminder. Morally wrong or incorrect. So, for example, doing strange research on baby kittens is probably a really bad idea, and it's very cruel. In fact, a lot of people believe that doing physical experiments on animals altogether is immoral, right? So that would be unethical. So against human beliefs or against human values, okay? Portrayal is representation. Good. So we've read these questions. That's fantastic. Okay, now let's look at questions 19 to 22. Complete the sentences below. So this is a sentence completion type question. Should I read it? Is it a good idea? Yes, absolutely. Patricio, indeed, it does include lacking integrity. That's part of unethical. Okay. Yeah, then we should read these. Absolutely. All of this information is somewhere in the passage, so it's good to read. Let's do that together. While charity is considered an intrinsic good by many people, others something its effectiveness. What does intrinsic mean? Intrinsic. Companies have something to make products that are profitable. 98.5% of money donated to curing breast cancer actually goes towards finding treatments which only something a patient's life but do not cure them. The author argues that the practice of spending money on extending sick people's lives is because they should be finding a cure instead. Thank you, Rahul Ferdavs Preeti, for agreeing with me. Yep, these are definitely a read type question. It's all in there. Intrinsic, hopefully you're coming up with some answers for that. Another way we express it as innate. Okay. Or in this case, you can think about it as fundamental. Okay. So while charity is considered a fundamental good, so it's something that's authentic or basically good. Yeah, exactly. Mariko, good to see you in class. Authentic is very good to use as well. So it's a genuine or authentic. All right. Students, I'm showing you a technique here when you're practicing for the IELTS exam at home. Make sure to write out paraphrases. So what we're doing here is we're paraphrasing words in the question with other words. So we're actually learning new vocabulary and understanding the reading. Okay, so make sure to do that at home. Always spend the extra minute to pick up vocabulary, especially when it's an important part of the question. It's difficult to understand it without that vocabulary. So step 2, read questions. That contain information from the passage and spend an extra minute to not just define, so don't just look in a dictionary for definitions, but paraphrase new words. Okay, basically what I'm saying is learn them. All right, fantastic. So we've read that. Now we have a complete the summary with a list of words or from a list of words here. And the summary even has a little mini title. So it's like a section of the reading. Food aid in Haiti. Okay, food aid in Haiti. Should I read this? Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's information contained in the passage. So hopefully when I ask that, should I read this? A lot of you are thinking, yes, 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 read that for sure. So here we go. A well-known example of aid gone wrong is the donation of rice to the Caribbean nation of Haiti. The aid began at a time when Haiti was experiencing a food, so the aid was well received. There were, however, unseen effects of this intervention. Rice became so prevalent that Haitians started eating it. This resulted in many Haitian farmers going, which put even more people in poverty. Who benefited by this practice? We must think before giving to charity because often we do not know the consequences of our actions. Okay, so good. We've read that as well. We don't need to read the word choices. Those can confuse us. Now for step 3, and this is going back to what Preeti said, before you read, so using the title of the passage and the questions that you read, visualize the information. So try to see the information. So here, again, the title is Charities, Always a Positive Good. Okay. And then we read the questions and realized that the questions ask us about the wrong use of money given to charities, unethical research, which we talked about, right? So I know it's terrible, but visualizing research on rabbits, for example, you're like, oh, did I donate money for that company to do that kind of research? So obviously questioning the ethics. Another example that's given is Haiti, of course, which is a nation of people, and where charity was donated after an earthquake and was maybe misused there as well. Okay. Rihan, you're asking me a really good question. So Rihan says, sir, do we have enough time in 40 minutes to do all of this? Rihan, I'm showing you what you should do to practice for the reading section at home to improve your skills. And yes, the skills that I'm showing you, if you practice it, so read the title, read the questions, then read the passage, answer the questions. If you're efficient and you've practiced, you can do it very quickly, even with intermediate English. You don't need to be advanced. Okay, so yes, Rihan, you can. This is taking more time because I'm explaining it in a lot of detail. Okay, we visualized it. So we visualized Haiti. We visualized charity not working in Haiti, people being angry, upset, they don't have jobs or something like this. We also visualized this bad research. So it's questioning, is it good or is it bad? Okay, now let's read the passage. So let's do this together. Next step, read the passage together. And then we will answer the questions. Now for practice at home, and Rihan, going back to your question here, step 4 is just practice at home. You cannot do this in the real exam because you don't have enough time. I'm going to do this as a separate heading. So improving your reading comprehension. Practice at home before the exam. Okay. Read the paragraph and check your understanding. So here we go. Read with me. Okay, so read with me, members. Here we go. Giving money to charity. I can enlarge this a little bit more. There we go. All right, start from the top. So giving money to charity, whether it is cancer research, humanitarian aid, or something else, is accepted by the vast majority of people as an intrinsic good, though we sometimes cast a doubtful eye towards the practice of charity, that is to say, the proportion of donated funds that research or that reach the intended source. The intended effects on the source are almost never doubted. People need help, and charity helps them. This is uncontroversial. Or is it? Some people argue giving to cancer charities does little more than line the pockets of pharmaceutical companies. Meanwhile, others argue that giving to humanitarian aid charities does not improve but actually worsens the lives of those affected by the charity. What is this paragraph about? Remember, so what is this paragraph telling you, the reader? So again, what does paragraph A tell you, the reader? Yeah, so Ferdov says it tells us that there are positive and negative effects of charity. Yeah, absolutely. Rihan says the effects of charity on people, to be more simple. Yeah. So it states that charity can be both good and bad, even though Most people assume that it is always positive. Right? That's what it's saying. That's the most accurate and simple way to summarize this paragraph in one sentence or in 2 lines. And that's what your goal is. When you're at home and you're practicing and you read a paragraph, your goal is to, in one sentence, 2 lines, summarize the essence of that paragraph. Okay? Yvonne, you're answering as a question. It's better to make it a statement. So your question is, do charities solve people's problems or not? That's your question, Yvonne. But in this case, it's better to state that as an answer. So charities can or may not solve people's problems. Yvonne, I would actually say that it's charities can solve problems and can create problems is more accurate. Okay, that's how I would say it. Yeah, that would be another way to say it, Yvonne. Say it again, Yvonne. Say it as a statement, not as a question. And once you say it as a statement, you realize that it's actually a little bit off, and this is more accurate this way. Okay? But again, good try. You always want to try. That's how you evolve with the accuracy for these paragraphs. Okay, let's keep going. So let's read this here. We'll do the rest of it verbally. The most well-funded cancer research. Again, students, read aloud. Members, always read aloud. Aloud reading is very important for learning. The most well-funded cancer research by far is for breast cancer. There are innumerable charities associated with raising money for breast cancer research. But unfortunately, almost all of this money goes not towards finding a cure, but finding treatments that extend a patient's life. Because the monies raised by most charities end up in private research companies, these companies have a financial incentive to produce medications which are profitable. Unfortunately, for those among us who are suffering and will suffer from breast cancer and other cancers, finding a cure is simply not profitable. As it turns out, 97% of money that actually contributes to breast cancer research, that is not counting a charity's operating cost, for example, is spent on treatments that merely extend a patient's life by a matter of weeks. Given that charity overhead is often 50% or more, the math works out like this. For every 100 pounds given towards finding a cure for breast cancer, only £1.50 or 1.5% of that money goes to actually finding a cure for breast cancer. The actual number, depending on the particular charity, may be even less. Should research laboratories really be spending hundreds of millions of pounds on merely extending a sick person's life? Ethically, the answer is no. Instead, they should be spending that money on actually trying to find a cure, so that the sick person does not merely have 2 torturous weeks longer to endure, but decades of vibrant, healthy life ahead of them. What is this paragraph about, members? What is this talking about? In one sentence, try to summarize this paragraph as accurately as possible. That's your goal here. Okay? So, in one sentence, in one 2-line sentence, summarize this paragraph, in our case B, as accurately as possible. This is your goal. Okay, that's what you should be aiming for. the better that you can do this at home, the faster that you can do this at home, the higher your reading band score will be. Okay. Preeti says the charity does not go to the right purpose. Yeah. Rahul says almost all charity money is spent on medication, not cure. Not medication, Rahul, treatment, right? Blandari says the purpose of money for charities. Rehan says the charity funding, whether it is medication to cure or just to extend patients' lives. All right, they're okay answers. You can get a bit better than that. Ivan says the huge part of money spent on research, but not to actually help sick people. Patricio says the orientation that many companies give money donated by people. I would say it's the unethical use of charity donations for profit rather than curing a disease, especially in breast cancer research. So that's what I would say, that I think that summarizes this long paragraph the most accurately. The unethical use of charity donations for profit rather than curing a disease, especially in breast cancer research. Okay? Again, use the words that you learn. So unethical here is very useful. That's why I showed you to learn that word in the questions. Clearly, that's an important word for this context, for this information. Okay? A lot of that paragraph is about breast cancer. So even though it's an example, you shouldn't leave that from your summary. Okay? You shouldn't leave it out of your summary because it's a very significant part of that paragraph. Okay? So remember, your goal is not only to summarize the paragraph, but summarize it as well as you can in the 2 sentences. All right, let's keep going. Let's read paragraph C. So here we go. Cancer research is one example of the fallibility of giving to charity. Giving to humanitarian aid charities is another. The Western world is showered with television adverts for humanitarian charities. These charities depict countries in Africa and Central America as completely destitute, full of abject poverty, and absolutely helpless without the help of the Western world. This depiction is not only grossly misleading, but also creates a dangerous perception of the Third World as utterly hopeless and utterly dependent. This deception leads to the unquestioning acceptance of charities as a positive good, since they are helping what are perceived to be helpless people. But the truth is that people in the Third World are not helpless at all. However, treating them as helpless can, in fact, turn them into helpless people. Okay, what is this paragraph about? Just verbally this time, students. I'm not going to write it down for these paragraphs coming up. Just verbally, I will tell you if I agree or not with what you state. So what is it about? And hopefully, most of you, as you type up your answers in the brief lag that we have in these live streams, are going to say that this paragraph is about the false portrayal of people in poor countries, which leads to the belief that charities are always good. Okay, hopefully that's what you're saying. So that this paragraph mainly focuses on the inaccurate representation of people in third world countries to get charity money, and people believe this is always good. Okay. Ferdov says it's the falsehood of charity. Not the falsity, Ferdovs. I believe it's falsehood. Falshood. Falsehood of charity. Ivan says only poor countries take help and become addicted to it. That's kind of close, Ivan. Yeah, that's very, very close. Rahul, don't use the word things when you're summarizing. You have to use very good words, and things is not a good word. You have to be much more specific, okay? When you're summarizing, you have to express yourself very accurately in a very short sentence, so use high-quality words. Don't use the word thing, okay? All right, let's keep going. D, one of the most famous examples of humanitarian aid gone wrong is the donation of rice to Haiti. It was meant, of course, as a positive good for the Haitian people. There was a food shortage, and the donated rice helped solve the problem. Actions, however, have effects, and sometimes these effects are unforeseen. Before the food shortage, Haitians ate rice an average of 1 time per week. Since the aid started, Haitians now eat rice for almost every meal every day of the week. Because the rice is free or available for nominally low prices from local vendors, the Haitian people consume it to the exclusion of almost all other foodstuffs. The effect of this is to not only bankrupt the rice farmers of Haiti, of which there were previously many, but also to bankrupt huge swaths of the local food industry. This is because with free rice flooding the market, people are going to eat the rice and not spend money on other food items, which are much more expensive. This results in local farmers and producers not being able to make money, and thus they go out of business. This has the effect of turning the farmers into the very kind of needy people that the aid was supposed to help in the first place. The act of charity did not reduce poverty in the country, it actually increased it greatly. All right. What is this paragraph about? This paragraph is an example to the previous paragraph of where the intended money for charity creates a negative in Haiti for the lives of farmers. Okay, that's what you should answer for that one. Okay, students, don't worry about answering that one or the next one right now. Let's just finish the passage. You can do that at home later. Here we go. Paragraph E. Breast cancer research and humanitarian aid are just 2 examples of charities gone wrong. However, the intent of this article is not to dissuade people from giving to charity. Conversely, the intent is to make people think more critically about where their charity monies go. Who is being benefited? Who is being harmed? What are the unforeseen consequences? Thinking critically about charity is the first step in truly helping those in need. Okay? What is that paragraph about? It is about critical thinking when donating to charities, or the importance of critical thinking when donating to charities so money is used for good instead of bad. Okay, now I have paragraph A, B, C, D, E, 5 paragraphs. Introduction, 3 body paragraphs, conclusion. And if I did a good job with my reading and reading comprehension, I should be able to recreate a mental map of the structure. Okay. So step 4, when you're practicing this at home, do it on paper. In the official IELTS, you can do this in your mind. So here we have 5 paragraphs, A, B, C, D, E, right? So we have these. And all you need to do is basically create like a list of headings, okay? You know the list of headings questions? So just like the list of headings, create a list of headings for these 5 paragraphs. What would be a good heading for paragraph A? Hi, Manisha, long time no see. Good to have you in class. So here we're creating basically our own list of headings in the correct order. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, Manisha. So correct order, a heading for each paragraph, okay? What would be a good heading for body paragraph 1? So what would be a good way to title? If body paragraph 1 was just on its own, what kind of a title would you give it? Anybody remember? This will improve your reading comprehension for sure. And if you need to search for information, this will make it much faster and more effective. Okay, I would call it the debate and possible negative of charities. Okay, Patricio, the purpose of charity, it's a little bit vague. It's a little bit short. And again, it's a question, Patricio. You want to create it as a statement, not a question. Statement, not a question. Okay. How about paragraph, Rahul, effects of a charity? That's okay. Yep. It's simple, but it's okay. I would say effects both positive and negative of charities. Rahul, that would be a little bit better. What would paragraph be? What would be a good one? Preeti for paragraph A, yeah. Charity is possible, right or wrong. Positive or negative. Rahul, you added 2. Effects of charity, positive or negative. Yep, that's good. The debate, right? It's good or bad. Okay, for B, I would give it the title. The unethical profiteering with charities such as breast cancer. Okay, so again, I'm pushing you for those highest possible expressions, but you can do it in simpler ways. Okay, then paragraph C. What would that be about? Yeah, Rahul says misuse of charity money for treatment rather than cure. Rahul, that's good. That's good for B. Okay, that works for B as well. Okay, C. Okay, so this is what I would do. And the last 3 examples I did very quickly just to show you how you need to think about it during the exam, during the actual exam. So when charities cause more harm than good, an example of charities gone wrong in Haiti, the need to think critically before donating. So that's my mental map or mental structure of this essay. Creating this is very, very useful. And when you practice it at home, you can get really quick at doing this. So this will help you answer questions with more confidence and indicate the location of information if you need to search. Okay, so let's go back and let's answer those questions. Okay, number 14, we have to write A to E in boxes 14 to 18 on our answer sheet. You may use any letter more than once. And number 14, the false portrayal of people in third world countries. Okay, which paragraph is that? A, B, C, D, or E? Number 14. So I've added a little bit more to my title to help. Ferdov says C. Yeah, because remember that the Haitian example is for paragraph C. So that's an easy way to remember the structure. Paragraph D was example in Haiti, and that example is for paragraph C, where it's the false portrayal of people in third world countries. Okay, this could actually be a really good title for paragraph C. So this is paragraph C, absolutely. What I'm trying to show you here, members and students watching, that you don't actually have to search for the information when you practice creating a structure in your mind. The unseen negative effects of donating food. So number 15, let's do this without looking at the passage. The unseen negative effects of donating food. What do you think? A, B, C, or D? Ferdov says 15's got to be D because it's donating rice to Haiti. Yeah. It's that example, right? So that one is D. Very good. I agree. 100%. Haun, good job. Preeti. Rahul, good job. The unethical nature of some research. So number 16, the unethical nature of some research. What do you think? Number 16. Yeah, absolutely. Very good. I love how all of you, almost at the same time, threw B up there. Yeah, very good. Why? Because it's breast cancer research. It's for profiteering, right? So B, okay? Number 17, charity can increase poverty instead of decreasing it. Number 17. I love how some of you are so confident now that you're jumping ahead of the game. That's fantastic. Okay. So number 17 is, yeah, Rahul, you got it. It's D. Hopefully everybody else is thinking that as well. Why? Because, again, it's the farmers in Haiti losing their jobs, right? Farmers in Haiti losing their jobs. Okay. Number 18. Finding cures does not earn money for companies. Yeah, D, Hong, very good for number 17, absolutely. Number 18, B, yeah, absolutely, very good job, Rehan, for Dobbs, fantastic. Yeah, because we're talking about breast cancer, profit is in treatment, not for cures. So notice that we were really quick. This only answering these with me talking is only taking you a matter of seconds, and you're very confident. Okay, so you're like, oh, C, D, B, D, B, and it's 100% right. It's absolutely correct. Okay, why could we do that? Well, we did that because we did active reading. We used active reading during the practice. We created this mental structure, okay, for each paragraph. When we do that, the information is much, much clearer in our minds. Members, do you understand what I'm emphasizing here with these steps that I showed you in today's class so far? Is it clear why it's important to go through these steps, practice them, create this type of structure, and of course in the official IELTS it's just in your mind, and how that can really help you to answer questions quickly and effectively. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, as the expression goes? Let's take a look at these sentence completion ones. Rahul says, paraphrasing is definitely a vital element. Yes, Rahul, that's right. Here it's more than simply just paraphrasing, though. It's analytic reading. So you're actually using critical reading. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this. So while charity is considered an intrinsic good by many people, others something its effectiveness. What do you think the best word is that goes here? So while charity is considered intrinsic good by many people, others, what? Its effectiveness. Now, I know that this must be in the introduction, because the introductory paragraph is about the debate. If I have some good English vocab, I can probably figure this one out without going back. But if I have to, I can go back. I know it's in the first paragraph. Okay. So I'm looking for the word intrinsic. It is accepted by many people it's intrinsic, though we sometimes do cast a doubtful eye towards the practice of charity. So here is the though. This is the however. Okay. This is the opposition. So one good tip or strategy is when you see the question has a contrast. Here it's while. Sorry, it's not however. This while is the same as though in the passage. Okay, that's why it's hard to just skim read for questions. Preeti says it's doubtful. And the correct word from here is doubt. Okay. So while charity is considered an intrinsic good by many people, others doubt its effectiveness. Okay. Doubt its effectiveness. All right. Companies have a something to make products that are profitable. What do you think the answer is here? Companies have a something to make products that are profitable. Here we know it's paragraph B because it's about profit. Okay. And we're looking for the word profit or profiting or any kind of paraphrase. Sorry, paragraph B. Okay. So private companies, there's the word companies. These companies have that are profitable. So what do you think is the correct? Yep. Rahul says financial incentive. Yeah. Financial incentive to produce, to make. Medications. Medications is products, right? So here we go. Companies have a financial incentive to make products, to produce medications that are profitable. Good job, Shalini. Good job, Preeti. Absolutely. Okay. 21, 98.5% of money donated to curing breast cancer actually goes towards finding treatments which only something a patient's life but do not cure them. This one you really should not have to go back. You should have the answer for that right away from your English vocabulary. If you don't, I mean, search for it, but if you are looking to get a band 6.5 or 7 on your next exam, this type of question you should not have to go back for, members. Yeah, exactly, Preeti. Extend. Yeah, it gives itself. If you read that paragraph, very good, Rehan. Yeah, if you read that paragraph carefully, that word gives itself for that blank. Okay? Next one. The author argues that the practice of spending money on extending sick people's lives is something because they should be finding a cure instead. Okay? Merely extend is okay as well, Rahul, if you put that word in. It's not necessary. Extend is enough, but merely extend is okay. Number 22. This one, again, you should get without looking into the passage. If you understood the key parts of the passage, the key words in the passage, then you should be able to do or answer question 22 without reading. What is it? What do you think that is? Which word that we used several times today fits very well into that blank? We talked about this word in the beginning and in the middle of the class. That's right, Patricio. Very good. Unethical. Just watch your spelling. Yeah. It's unethical. So the author argues that the practice of spending money on extending sick people's lives is unethical because they should be finding a cure instead. Absolutely. Okay, great. Now, we have one more question set left to go. It's a summary completion. So food in Haiti. We realize right away that all of this information is coming from paragraph D, right? So we have to focus on paragraph D. And you shouldn't have to read paragraph D. You should be able to do it just from these choices. So you have 8 choices and you have 4 blanks. 1, 2, 3, 4. This question, members, you can do for homework. Send it to my email and I will send you back the answer key to show you whether you did it right or not. Of course, you also have this in the back of your book in the answer keys, so you should be able to find it there as well. Again, remember these important steps for practicing and improving reading comprehension, okay? Step number 1, read the title, predict what the passage will be about. Step number 2, look at the questions and read the ones which have information from the passage. Next, using these questions and the title, visualize the information in the passage, what it's about, and then read the passage paragraph by paragraph. After you read each paragraph, in 1 sentence, 2 lines, summarize the essence of that passage. Once you're done, create a structural map of each paragraph. Create a heading for each paragraph. Then answer the questions. Do that several times, and I guarantee that your score for the IELTS exam will improve. Is that clear, members? Are you understanding what this exercise is all about? And again, I promise, you do this, let's say 10 times, 10 passages at home. You go through these steps exactly like in this class, and I guarantee you that you will improve your speed, your confidence, and your overall band score. Promise you, no question in my mind, okay? It'll take a bit of time. It'll be 10 hours, each passage 1 hour to do it accurately, but then you will be much faster. Okay, students, remember to visit us at aehelp.com for the academic version of the exam, gieltshelp.com. join us on our websites. This is our general website here with the red button there. And this is the academic one here with the blue, or the red button there with the blue background. You can use coupon code LIVE20 on both of those websites to save yourself 20% off of our awesome materials and strategies, videos, and lots more. In 30 minutes, students, everybody chat class for listening. You are very, very welcome, Preeti. You're most welcome, Patricio. Hopefully we'll see you in the next class. And bye for now. See you shortly.